Hey guys, welcome back to Crafts Go Bloom. My name is Krista, and today's tutorial is going to be a little bit different. We are going to be making this green strawberry top. Now that's all we're going to be making today, but I'm going to show you a few options on different ways that you can use this. Now this is my original cat pattern. I will link that video down below, and I made it in gray as my original pattern. I have since sold this at a ton of markets, and it sells the best for me in light pinks and light purples, so I've made it in a ton of different colors. But this time I decided that I wanted to make it in red and give it white accents to turn it into a strawberry cat. And I've got a couple examples for you. Some of my are my patterns, and one of them is not my pattern. So for this cat version, I just did these little V-shaped strawberry seeds, basically, because there's already a lot of details going on in the face of this. I also made my duck pattern. Really, if you have any of my birds, there's a few different tweaks in them. They're going to make the beak look different, things like that. But you could take that pattern, and for this one, I added a lot more seeds around it, just to give it some variety, and then it's got its cute little strawberry top. Up next is my Triceratops pattern, and same thing, I didn't want to go too crazy with the strawberry seeds because of the detailing in the face, so I just did a couple along the sides here, and I really like how that turned out. And I'm showing you all these different patterns, not because you have to use these specific patterns, but really to just show you that you can use anyone's pattern, no matter what color it was supposed to be made in. Make it in red and add this green top and some white seeds in different ways, however you like to make them, and you get these cute little strawberry animals. So the last example I have to show you is this little turtle. I've made this, if you've watched my my market vlogs or videos where I talk about everything I crocheted in a month, I've made this turtle a bunch of times. I just never had anything on top, and I never did any details to it. And so here I took someone else's pattern and just added a little strawberry top to it and some details. Otherwise, the rest of the pattern is entirely theirs. I didn't change anything. And this is a free pattern on Instagram by Crocheted by L shop, and so I can link that down below. This is a great market seller for me. I love these turtles, so I'm interested to see how this strawberry turtle does. But this just goes to show you really can take any pattern that you already have and give it a little bit of a strawberry twist, and I think it turns out pretty fun. So let's look at our materials that we're going to need for today's pattern. First, we're going to set these guys off to the side, and I only have one yarn for today, and I've got my extra yarn wound around this skein, so it's a little squished, but it is Burnett Blanket, and this is the color Malachite. I am assuming that this is a discontinued color, but really any green that you have is going to be just fine. And because I'm using this particular yarn, it's sort of the old formula of Burnett Blanket, if you know about that. And because of that, I'm going to be using my size 6.5 hook. Also, I do not use a stitch marker for this, so we're just going to need some scissors to cut it off at the end. And then I also do not use a needle because I'm just going to pull it through the inside of a project and tie it off. But if you've got a completed project you want to add it to, then you're going to need a tapestry needle to do that. So first thing I'm going to do here is make a slip stitch. And to make a slip stitch, I wrap it around my fingers and then push it through the center and then tighten that down. And we're going to chain 4. Then starting in the second chain from the hook, we're going to single crochet 3 going back down. Now we're going to chain 4 and then skip that first one, and we're going to slip stitch 3 and after you're done slip stitching those 3, you're going to slip stitch into the one of those front loops on the bottom. Now this is not an exact science. What we're going to end up doing here is the exact same thing over and over all the way around, but we're going to try and space them out evenly. So just keep grabbing a loop from the bottom, and we're going to do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, slip stitch those 3, and then find another loop in the kind of the front here to slip stitch that on there, and then repeat that again. Chain 4, slip stitch 3, now we're kind of coming to the edge here where you're going to run into that starting tail, and I'm going to hold that kind of down out of the way and slip into the side of that spot where we started, and that's going to kind of hold this down, and we're going to be able to use that to tie the project on. And then again, 1, 2, 3, 4 chains and 3 slip stitches. And now we've got that center piece here, and I'm going to flip that over, try to find the bottom of it so that we're not making it too short, and slip into a loop. It's not a particular loop, and we're going to do the same thing again here, so chain your 4. It's not a particular loop when I'm going into the bottom, honestly. I am just trying to evenly go around. So as long as you're not distorting it and kind of making everything go sideways, just go ahead and pick a loop and it'll be okay. That's the bottom of it. It's going to get tied into whatever you're working on anyways. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and now 5. So this is our last one. So we're going to look for a loop to slip stitch that into, chain 1 to finish it off, and then we're going to cut a tail. And go ahead and pull that through. Now, if you want, you could take this and sew it on a completed project. But what I like to do is get partway down my project, and then before I closed up the bottom of this, in fact, before I had even switched to the green on the bottom, I just went ahead and stuck this on. I used my hook to pull these tails through, and then I tied it a couple of times on the top. And I also just was like really careful on how I placed it. You might want just one little leaf showing in the front, or you might like two. The different projects really determined that for me because it depended on like the cat ears or the size of my project, and I think that they turned out pretty cute. So there is my super quick strawberry top that you can take any pattern that you've got and turn it into a cute little strawberry with some seeds. So leave a comment down below and let me know, what did you turn into a strawberry? I hope you enjoyed this quick tutorial, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!